I went downstairs to find two eyes looking at me, with red bloody hands and fur so green that I could hardly see what was in front of me. He beat me with a bat, then brought me to his cave, where his dog Max barked so loud it made my eardrums go whack. As he bathed, I tried to escape, but Max got in the way so he could hit me as I cried in pain. The last thing I saw before I got ripped to shreds was Max grinning as the Grinch says, "Go to bed."
And hey, that was my kid's creepy poem that she wrote for Christmas that I was talking about over like the last 2 episodes. I had her actually sit down and record it.
I'm terrified.
I know. She's a very creative kid with, I didn't know it got that twisted, but she likes writing poems, and she got a little dark with that one.
On that note,
welcome back to the Red River Horror Podcast. This is episode number 25. I'm your host, Joe Zakrzewski, joined by Eddie Caiazzo. Hey, Ed.
Joe, happy new year, happy all of it.
It is a happy new year, and we got a fun one today. We do
another interview for
first interview of 2021 with actress Olivia
Luccardi. Ding 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 ding. We're trying to figure out.
Should we do like the big like morning zoo type show intros for things, or we got to come up with something like a little like creepier, I guess.
Yeah, well, yeah. People have to feel special when they come on. They have to be like, you know what? Wow, that was such an intro.
Yeah. And so when we were interviewing her, like you know, people would be like, oh, what's that name? It's like you might know her from It Follows or Orange is the New Black. She has a spot on The Deuce on HBO. I'm drawing a blank, but we talk about it in the interview.
We talk about a lot in the interview.
Yeah. So, I mean, she so much fun. So people are going to enjoy this one. She came on to promote the upcoming movie coming out January 12th on all streaming all streaming platforms, which was for the movie Go, Don't Go.
Yes. So that comes out January 12th. iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Xbox, Vudu, DirecTV, Dish Network, and all major cable providers. Real quick, Go Don't Go is a post-apocalyptic psychological thriller oscillating between a forgotten love story and an inescapable paranoia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We got to watch the trailer before we did it, and we will put a link to that trailer. And definitely check this one out. It's got an interesting look. Something a little different.
Yes. Very timely. Go, Don't Go. I'm excited to see it. I can't wait till we watch all these movies that are in the queue for us.
I know. We got some fun stuff lined up.
Absolutely.
So let's not waste any more time. We'll get right on to it. And here's our interview with the lovely Olivia Luccardi.
The idea of me is slowly killing you.
Today on RedRiverHorror.com for Red River Horror Podcast, we have Olivia Luccardi. Mm-hmm. The upcoming film, Go, Don't Go.
Yeah.
Very excited to have you. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Let's just get right into it.
Yes.
So what did you have? You had some questions and other good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, we watched the trailer just before speaking with you, and this says it's an isolation horror. What do they mean by that?
It's the idea of what would happen if you're in the world completely alone. And, you know, you don't know what fully happened. He's obviously by himself in this world in, you know, a rural area. And it's basically like a descent into madness through isolation, which I feel like a lot of us can understand nowadays. So
nothing to do with 2020.
It was before its time.
Absolutely. When was it filmed? Do you know?
It was filmed 3 years ago.
Wow.
I think.
So
I want to say 3 years ago because it was I filmed it on my 29th birthday, I believe. And I'm 31 now. What's that math? Is that real? Is that bad math? I think it might be.
I don't know. Wait, 29, 3 years ago.
It's math. That'll work.
Yeah. So that math works. I'm an actress, not a mathematician. You know. But we shot it like 3 years ago.
Well, actually, could you walk us through it from the actress's perspective as far as this was filmed 3 years ago, and then do you just get a phone call one day and say, boom, this film's going to be released? Or like, how did you find out, you know, this film specifically, what was happening with it?
Yeah, I'm like, this film specifically, it happens so many different ways for different projects. This one, I knew Alex a little bit prior to doing the film, Alex Knapp, and he has been keeping me up to date and posted throughout the entire journey. So we were putting it around into festival circuits, which we got to have a premiere at in San Francisco last year before the world went to the way it is.
Right.
So we got to show it there, and it did the film festivals, and the timeline of the film is pretty accurate of indie films coming out. It usually comes out 2 to 3 years after. So
I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah, some of them can. Some of them get, processed right out, which is great when that happens. But a lot of them, they've got to do the editing, which can take up to a year depending. And then you have to do the festival circuit. And then hopefully, which luckily we did get found and bought and, being promoted and pushed, which is what you want from any indie film, pretty much.
Absolutely.
So yay, we won.
Yeah, right. And it is important to note, Alex Knapp, I believe, wrote, directed, and
starred.
Wow, that's so he filled all 3 roles. Now,
in his first thing. How amazing is that?
That was his first thing.
That damn triple threat.
Yeah, just coming out swinging.
Seriously.
So we're speaking with actress Olivia Luccardi, Red River Horror Podcast, episode 25, talking about the film, just to bring everybody up to date here. It's called Go, Don't Go, and it will be available on demand and digital. So that means iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Xbox, Vudu, DirecTV, Dish Network, all these places that I'm sure you're sending them the file, right, Olivia? You're just like, here you go, guys. I'm going to send it to each of these places.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're the distributor and actress.
That's my job. I do that.
Right.
I don't. Someone else does that, and they do a great job. Not taking credit.
So now, are you Alex Knapp's love interest in the film?
In the film, yes. It goes through an interesting timeline of where we are in the current world, and not ours, that where we are in the current world.
They're parallel.
And flashbacks of what happened prior. And so you see me in throughout the flashbacks and in his madness visions. And we were love interests, and obviously something happened.
Uh-oh.
Gotta watch it. Find out.
You gotta find out on your own. It's available for pre-order now.
Yes, and no, that's important. See, most people that we talk to, they forget. We even spoke to one filmmaker earlier on in the pandemic. They're like, I actually don't know. Can you get it that way? I'm just like, yeah. You gotta have the release stuff ready to rock. This is the Zoom press tour, right?
I know. I haven't been able to do one during quarantine. I have something to dress up for. Too bad this is just audio. Damn it. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
You guys can see my face, but no, it is. I lost my train of thought. It's great.
No, it's fun.
Totally lost.
We were just saying, but Go, Don't Go released, I listed all the places it was available. And then, you totally plugged it the right way. And it's important moving forward that we don't give away anything from the film, because Joe and I are going to watch it.
Yeah, we'll definitely be watching once we can see if, it looks like a lot of fun. And then, it also looks like, these kinds, like a thriller. Did you have a lot of fun on set? Good vibes everywhere?
It was a lot of... Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No.
It was a lot of fun filming. We also shot it in one of so I grew up in Brooklyn and in Chatham, New York, and we shot it in Chatham, New York in Columbia County. And it was great to go home and film in my town. Yeah. And then there's actually a scene at the bar where it's showing me and Alex's character, Adam, first meeting. And everyone in that bar is high school friends and people that grown up with. We needed extras. We offered beer. The town came running. It was great.
That's so awesome.
How far from Brooklyn is that Chatham? Because I knew somebody that had a similar experience in Kentucky. They were near Louisville, but you go out just a little ways, and they have this huge area where it's easy to get to. Yeah. So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It's 2.5 hours north of New York City.
Wow.
With traffic, it's 3, but it's it's 200, 2.5 hours.
You're good.
And it's 45 minutes south of Albany.
Okay.
New York. So, yeah. It's a cute little town, though. I love it.
There's like a bunch
If I ever went back to the East Coast, I'd probably move back there and just commute to New York City.
That'd be nice.
Now, as an actress, what is the balance of work between LA and New York? Like, did you ultimately have to say, okay, I got to move to LA if I'm going to, do more film projects? Like, what's the balance?
They're balanced pretty well. So everything that I've ever booked, I've booked in New York because I moved out here and then COVID happened. That's the reason I haven't worked. That's so bad. But so it is pretty balanced in what there is. And now with everything being Zoom auditions and self tapes, I mean, technically you could live wherever you want right now. It's kind of interesting to think about in that sort of aspect that now we have the opportunity because of COVID to technically live wherever we want because you're no longer, or at least probably not for a while, but in-room auditions aren't going to probably be as much of a thing anymore. So everything's through tape. So you can be anywhere in the world and shoot tape and send it right through the lovely Google email.
Right.
It's just that easy.
But I wanted to move to New York. Yeah, I personally moved out of New York because I love it. It's where I'm from. But I've been there for my whole life. And it was time for a new chapter, a bit of a change. And it was the right change and the right move. And yeah,
it's exciting.
Hopefully more work will come.
Well, are you attracted to projects that, help you? I guess you're always playing somebody as an actress, but are you ever attracted to some projects more than others based on your life experience?
I'm not fully sure. And I say I'm not fully sure because there's nothing that automatically like screams out like, yes, this part was like, which I loved all the parts that I played, but I feel like maybe I haven't found that part yet that like really, really like screams to me like, yes, this is it. This is me. That I want it so bad, Yeah. Which you sort of feel that way about every part. I mean, I guess you have to a certain extent. Like
you would want to just to get the character.
Exactly. Like put it out there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always put a little bit of myself into every character. But I think some of the best parts playing were in Channel Zero for Butcher's Block. Mm-hmm. That was a great, and on the horror spectrum as well.
Yeah.
That was, and I don't even know if this answers my question or if I just like hijacked the question to like something else.
Not at all.
But that was one of my favorite parts because I got to like show a range of acting in the character and, also like shine light on like schizophrenia in ways that I don't think that it really is portrayed in film as well. So I did really like that part. And that part felt really good. I'm like, yes, this is a good part for me and I'm going to do really great. And I'm going to love it.
It's awesome.
And you mentioned that show. I have not seen it. It's you had mentioned that show.
I did.
Specifically. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I was like, oh, Olivia's coming on. I'm like, oh, interesting. I'm going to look up your
IMDb.
Yeah,
pretty much
the whole good thing. I'm like, oh yeah, and it's just like, you have such like an interesting like variety of roles that you've done so far, like different shows, different studios. I guess you've worked with. I mean, it's pretty cool. I mean, especially like now saying you're from New York and I moved to LA, and I have a hard time when watching TV movies at this point. I'm just like, what is even filmed in New York or LA? I didn't get. So like, for example, was The Deuce shot in New York?
Yeah.
Okay. I was hoping so.
That was all in New York.
Okay.
A lot of stuff is filmed in New York.
I was like, HBO will do New York. And I was like, what is
we do?
Yeah. That was cool. And then like, well, Orange is the New Black. That was in LA, or is that also shot in New York?
That was also shot in New York.
Jeez.
I gotta do better job at looking at where like the locations. It's like everything's just done in LA. We gotta move to LA.
And Channel Zero was in Winnipeg, Canada, in Manitoba. Whew. So that wasn't in New York or LA.
No.
And I hear for productions that they use Vancouver a lot and pass that off as different cities in filming locations.
I find it funny because now I can tell fake New York City, which is Montreal, which is also, so Montreal gets used for fake New York City and it also gets used for fake Paris. And I can totally tell now because I went to Montreal once to do like film The Bold Type. And I was there for like 48 hours and I got to like explore a little bit of Montreal, and I was like, this really does look like Paris. And now I watch things and like, that's not Paris. That's like a green screen of an Eiffel Tower in Montreal. I see your trickery.
I got you.
But that's what being it, like, so Red River Horror, you know, we're proudly Philadelphian. You know, we're both born, raised, and reside in Philly, and it's we always kind of wear that proudly. So I would know, and I think I have an understanding as to why Hollywood doesn't come here too much. Because if they pulled something like that, if they filmed in Canada and tried to pass that off as Philly, we would know immediately. We'd be like, "Oh, get the hell out of here!"
But what about Always Sunny in Philadelphia? That's filmed in L.A.
It is, and they just do the outdoor shots in town, and so it's always.
But
like a
then
circus.
their outdoor for their shop is in downtown L.A.
Right.
For outside of Patty's
The
is
alley.
like. Yeah.
The flip side of that coin is once something blows up mainstream that is Philly, then they totally own it. So it's instead of, I guess, the Liberty Bell being the most visited thing, which is, you know, very historically significant, it's the Rocky statue that people gravitate to.
I thought you were gonna say it's like Patty's Pub.
No.
Well, believe it or not, there is a real Patty's Pub that they based that off of. That is even trashier than you could imagine. It's a wonderful place. Yeah.
Well, we're speaking with Olivia Luccardi. Go, Don't Go, the new film coming out January 12th. And it's just important to note, we mentioned it a little bit earlier. This is, Kamikaze Dogfight, Gravitas Ventures, Red Arrow Studios, written, directed, and starring in by Alex Knapp. But Olivia, one of the things I had to ask, because my wife and I are always curious when we watch It Follows, okay? What the hell is that thing that you're like reading? What is that?
Wait, where am I going?
Do you have it?
I think I have it.
Yes.
Oh, I might not.
Oh no!
It might have not moved with me. I do have it. I own it.
Yeah.
But so it's compact. It's well, first off, it's a clam phone. Can't you see? Obviously. But it was an old mirror compact that was spray painted and green screened with a phone screen. But, you know, obviously it was made up because in that film you can't tell what time period it is. And I'm the only one that technically has any form of technology.
Yes.
So it is really weird, but it's a made up technology. It's not real except for wherever the fuck it is in my house. It's somewhere.
That's
I could have sworn I like packed it with me when I moved.
But we literally, every time we watch, because it's honestly, It Follows as far as modern horror films go. I'm a huge fan. It was one of those films that lived up to the hype. Everybody like him, they kept saying, "Did you see It Follows yet?" Like when it was making the rounds, you know, trying to go viral.
Similar type release though, right? It was filmed a good couple years before it really kind of caught traction.
Yeah, it was filmed.
I think like 2011.
No, actually,
13?
well, before it caught traction, but we filmed it in 2013. It came out 2014, I think. Yeah. It was the first film that I did.
Oh, wow.
So that was my first film. And then I was shooting another film, which just came out this past year, actually. But we were filming that in 2014, and then it got picked up at Cannes for Cannes.
Right.
However it's pronounced.
However it goes.
It's the tomato for me. I can't tell which one it is.
Me neither.
But for the Cannes Festival, it got picked up, and then it did Sundance, and then it got released on its own because it got bought by some production company I can't remember the name of.
Yeah, I think it was Anchor Bay, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, I think...
Or is that distribution? I always get mixed up. That's why we always try and pry as much information out of the filmmakers and actors as we can to understand the process.
Yeah, I'm like seeing the logo, but I'm not seeing the name of it. whatever. It got bought by a great production company, and they put it out, and then it became huge, which was unexpected. I mean, honestly, like, we always joke that we didn't know what exactly we were getting into. It's like, how big could a film about a sexually transmitted ghost how big can that get? I mean, how far can that really go? And then it got huge, and I'm so grateful for it. And it is a great, scary film. I don't really watch horror a lot, but it's good I can watch this because I know what's happening. I just have anxiety. I can't handle it. But I want to be able to watch it and see what everyone else sees at the same time. Of like, I want to get scared. Like, I want to see how everyone else feels.
I mean, at the time, so just coming off of just a little bit of a horror retrospective, when you have some of the stuff that was in the early 2000s, it wasn't really, like, I didn't personally enjoy a lot of that stuff. So when the 2010s hit, and you had films like Sinister come out, and then It Follows. I'm just trying to think like chronologically. It again, living up to the hype for me was a big deal. So like when people kept telling me It Follows was so good, and then I actually saw it and it was, I'm like, wow. So you hold on to it.
Yeah. I mean, and then also like we're the types that we talk to each other all the time and don't really take each other's recommendations. Right. We take each other's recommendations with a grain of salt. Right. Like, all right, whatever, dude.
Yeah.
I'll check it out when I get the time. And then like when it's good, it's like, oh. I don't know. It Follows, I mean, it was just a very unique type story. Like when you first read the script, it's like sexually transmitted ghost is like what do you remember that feeling being like, what's going on here? Or is it just like, oh, this is clever?
I speed read the script right before talking to David Robert Mitchell, the director. So I literally zoomed past it so fast. I'm like, it is right on my brain. Yeah. Let's go. We can talk about it right now. And then part of me, then like once the meeting was done, I was like, what did I just read? And then then I had to like reread it before, getting on set. Yeah. But I mean, it was such at the beginning of my career, so it was really just I read it, I was like, this sounds cool and weird, and like, it'd be fun to do horror. And then I luckily got it and met one of my like best friends, honestly, Keira Gilchrist, and I are still really close.
Wow.
Yeah, got to be a part of one of the best horror films that came out in the 2010s.
Absolutely. That's such a very exciting way to start get your film career started.
Yeah, and now I'm starting 2021 with Go Don't Go.
Exactly.
Look at that product placement.
How about that?
Bringing it right on home.
Start every decade with some kind of horror thriller.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not against that. I would like that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's fun.
I bet. Now it's like after watching It Follows, I kept thinking, it's just like, if I ended up with this thing following me, it's like, how would I get it off my back?
Who would you fuck to kill?
Exactly.
Whoa.
I mean, it's a tough call. And then
it's not like fuck, marry, kill. It's like, who do you fuck to kill?
Yeah.
Like,
who do I go after?
And make sure they keep passing it down.
Yeah. Well, that's where I was like,
go to someone from the Jersey Shore cast. That's what
that's a good call.
It's like, do I just fly to some like foreign country and bang a prostitute, and then hopefully that like gives a rapid chain of spreading the follow, so it would take forever to get back to me?
Yeah, and they can't swim, or they don't say that they can swim. So it does make you think, like, how. I don't know. It does make you think, does it go across the water? What if they just flew away and instead of driving, come on, be smart fucking kids. Like, get the fuck out of town.
Well, last question on It Follows, because yes, we're here to promote.
We are Go Don't Go.
But so that was actually filmed. That was in Michigan. Was that really in like legit Detroit?
Yeah, we were staying in Troy, Michigan, which is about like 20 minutes outside of real Detroit, but it was shot in real Detroit. Wow. Yeah.
Man,
I love Detroit. It's such an awesome.
I hear that.
City.
I hear it's so underrated.
It is. When I visited, I loved it.
Yeah.
It's awesome, and their art scene is like, it's like a renaissance there for the art scene, and it's really beautiful and amazing.
That's cool.
I suggest everyone go and support artists.
We should be nice because, like, at Philly people, Philly gets a bad rap sometimes. So it's like we should be nice to other cities that get a bad rap.
I'm like nodding my head, like it's true, you do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
My boyfriend's from Philly, so it's like,
all right, that's awesome.
Good.
Do we know him?
Yeah,
that's the
I feel like I don't think so.
No, that's fine. It's just funny. No, because when you look at the IMDb and you see your age, like I, of course, first saw you in It Follows, so I thought you were younger. I'm just like, oh my God, she's like almost our age.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No,
let's let the internet think that I'm young, 25.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gave out my age earlier, but
we can edit that out.
Yeah, right.
We don't need to. I'm proud of it.
Own it. Yes.
Owning it.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Over my 30s and thriving.
Yeah.
No.
30 and thriving. Well, I'm 35 and thriving.
30,
now.
flirty, and thriving.
Right.
Yeah.
It's no longer dirty 30, okay?
Yeah, 30 and thriving. Let them all know.
So now how will this experience of Go Don't Go being released, how will this be different from all of the other releases before it as far as your role now that the film is out?
Well, luckily, I'm glad that we did get to have the San Francisco premiere.
Just before everything.
Last year, which was a nice public premiere, and I got to bring my boyfriend, and we drove up, and I got to see San Francisco for the first time. And this one, I'm kind of excited about it because within this, everyone's stuck at home. You have no excuse not to watch it. So, like, it's kind of a great time because it forces people to watch it. And if I promote it enough and tell my friends, like, have you watched my movie yet? Oh, you're not supporting me? Wow, this is a great friendship. Like, but it's... So then I get to just watch it at home in my pajamas.
Hell yeah.
No heels for me, and it's nice.
Right. Now,
Keep it comfy.
Do you get to... Is there, I guess, an experience at this point where you would watch, like where the cast and crew would be on screens and people could ask questions, or does that not exist?
It does exist. I mean, well, now I'm not sure because I don't think we're doing any sort of like online premiere event, but I've seen that is possible to do nowadays of like having like a Zoom premiere and having people being able to ask questions and people have answer. We're not doing that. And I'm not going to lie, I'm okay with it because I'm really bad on stage with a microphone in my mouth. So, I mean, at my mouth, in my hand.
I got it.
You're fine.
I can't talk well. But I guess it is a little different that we aren't able to really have those experiences at this point. But we had it in last February in San Francisco.
Perfect.
So I'm glad that Alex got to experience that for it being his film and being able to like. It is sad that we don't get to see our film in like a theater right now and having some opportunity that we can all come together and. Yeah. I was gonna say commiserate, but that's a bad thing, right?
I can't remember.
Just celebrate,
right? Yeah.
Our success of it being released, which is great. I like to think people are being smarter.
Well, you're in LA. That's like how. When's the last time you went to like a restaurant or something like that? I mean, you're in the epicenter.
A long time,
right?
And I'm also someone that like
just moved there.
I'm like, I'm a Brooklyn girl. We don't cook. Like, like we never really cooked. I cook great now, but it's just like still like I like to. And then it's like I'm like, okay, I want to walk, but I can't just like aimlessly walk. Like I need to have a fucking destination and like something to do. And it's like I can't do that because it's like okay, or it's like I've had a shitty day. I'm like, God, what did I do for myself when I had a shitty day? Oh, I would go like buy myself an expensive steak and a glass of champagne at a restaurant by myself and be like, fuck all of you, I'm gonna eat. And now I can't really do that. Because then then you order it on Uber Eats, they fuck up your order, then it comes cold, and it's just like
it's not the same.
I hear it's really expensive too. He'll be the first to tell you. I am like, not that I'm not anti-technology. I just don't like having like a lot of apps and things on my phone. So I won't try something like that just on the fence. It's like, oh, it's another thing I got to download. You know,
I got rid of Uber Eats. I no longer support Uber in any sort of capacity.
Oh,
They piss me off too much, and they have really bad customer service. But I've been trying to go straight to the restaurants recently. Mm-hmm. This is like totally not horror now. But like I've been trying to go straight to the restaurants, but LA doesn't have their own delivery people. Unlike New York, where they still have their own delivery people no matter what app you do. Yeah. That delivery guy, that's why you have a delivery radius. And they don't have that in LA. So no matter what, you still have some third party coming in. So it has to be through the app. And it kind of sucks. Yeah. Because also you're charging like $15 sometimes of extra delivery fees, and that's not even tipping the delivery driver. That goes to like, so it's, and then you mess up the order, and it's just like, cool. What the fuck were those fees for? I don't know. Fuck yourself. Don't.
Everyone's trying to get a piece of your pocket.
Support local delivery.
Yep.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Red River Horror Podcast, not presented by Uber Eats.
No. No, we support
Olivia
local.
Luccardi, not sponsored by Uber Eats.
Local deliveries only.
Yes, call your restaurant and tip your delivery people.
Yeah.
And when bartenders are back, you tip them too.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. That'd be like the hardest part going from like East Coast, like especially like Northeast, like, and then going to like LA, because like there's many like mom and pop pizza shops on like everywhere. Or like I heard
you don't want to have pizza here. You don't want to have pizza.
That's what everyone says.
It's not. Yeah. I've been watching the OC, and I was like, the OC has really given me this warped sense of like what California is. They make you think they have like good bagels. They don't. They make you think that they have like good Chinese food. They don't. Make you think they have good pizza. They don't. We do have good Thai. Really good Thai.
Okay.
I have to say that. I like upped my Thai game here.
1 out of 10 ain't bad.
Figure like Thai, tacos, maybe like
Thai and tacos. There's some good sushi.
Maybe, yeah.
But then there's still bad sushi everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting around that.
Very much went such into the gutter for that one.
Yeah.
Oh God.
If you can get the sushi at what's the upscale? Was it the upscale Walgreens in New York? They have sushi there. Is it it's like
Dwayne Reed?
Yeah.
Dwayne Reed does have sushi.
If you could eat sushi there, you could eat sushi anywhere.
Yeah, it's like those vaccine gifts.
Yeah.
Like if you had this, you're fine.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
You'll survive.
It's a.
If you've had 7-Eleven sushi, you're good.
Yeah.
/ might have a tapeworm. Figure that out, but
most likely got a parasite.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, what was that Cuban place we went to on Times Square, off Times Square?
I mean, that's just what's special about New York. And we're just wandering around, and then we just walk down these stairs, and it's like a little Cuban kitchen. And we just had a great meal for like $4.
It was a huge breakfast, though. Like, it was like the meat, the eggs, the potatoes. And I was like, wow, I wouldn't expect this, because my first trip to Times Square, I got completely robbed. Like, not physically, but just like, wow, this is expensive.
You got Manhattaned.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's why you avoid that part.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to say, like, the biggest thing I miss about New York is the food. God, I miss the food so much. Shout out to Cheeky's Sandwiches and Mr. Taco Ramen. They're not doing well. That's my favorite place. If they close, I have no reason to go back to New York City.
Are they both in Brooklyn?
They're both in the Lower East Side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Really great ramen. Really great fried chicken sandwich with gravy and like this slaw. But it's more of like a pickle-y type of slaw, but like not a mayonnaise-y super slaw, but like on a biscuit.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
write
biscuit,
it down.
Gravy, coleslaw, fried chicken. How can you mess that up? Saw Leonardo DiCaprio outside of it
What was the name of the chicken sandwich?
Yeah, we got to link this in the post. Yeah, what's the name?
We can get up there.
Cheeky's Sandwiches.
CHE.
And then Mr. Taco Ramen is the shit.
Wow.
And they're only a few blocks away from each other if you feel like, getting nice and gluttonous.
Right.
They call it a bang bang. It's where you have one meal and then you go to another restaurant and have another.
I did that for New Year's Day. I had an American breakfast right when I was done eating my biscuits.
Yeah.
Go or don't go? That's the question.
I swear I was done eating my biscuits. I was already ordering like a chicken schnitzel with like mashed potatoes and gravy and like red cabbage from like the German place that just opened. And then we ordered Thai food after that. Our room smelled fantastic.
I bet.
What a mix.
But that was New Year's Day. Wonderful, gluttonous, bang, 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 bang of food.
Nice.
It was great.
Just because you're in the business, did you watch any of the programming on New Year's Eve this year?
No.
Holy crap! It was.
I watched
scary.
The Office because they took it off.
Yep.
Right.
That was the last day for The Office on Netflix.
So
Yep.
what about you? Did you watch any of the programming for New Year's?
No, I told you what I did. I mean, I was lucky enough to go
went down the shore.
I went down the Jersey Shore and set up shop on like a beach. The moon was like perfectly lit, so we didn't even need flashlights and just
Oh,
popped
wow.
off.
You did tell me that. I'm sorry.
That's romantic.
It was. I was with my fiance and a couple.
Yeah.
You know, how
That's
sweet.
really sweet.
Yeah.
So I'm just this New Year's Eve was bizarre. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. I don't know how we ended up on the Fox one, but it was Ken Jeong and some other guy, and Craig Robinson playing like in a jazz band type thing.
Okay.
And then they just cut to, I guess, Times Square or somewhere, and Jason Bateman, not Jason Bateman, who's the American Pie guy?
Jason Biggs.
Jason Briggs?
Biggs, yes. So he's just there, and the host is just like, all right, like, yeah, like, and we're here with Jason Biggs. Like, I can't hear you guys. Like, I can see you, but I can't really hear you. Like, so it was, I felt like I was in Bizarro World, because then I flipped around, and then there was another station that, like, the host was, like, drunk. Like, she was like,
Why
really?
not?
I don't,
Which one was Cyndi Lauper on?
Ooh.
I think that was New Year's Rockin' Eve.
But it's no longer Dick's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Who is it? Who owns
I
it?
think Seacrest does it, doesn't he?
Yeah, so it is, I think it's Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve.
Ryan's Rockin' Eve.
Right.
It's like weird. It's like I didn't want to see Times Square like empty, but it's like I also don't really care when it's full either. It's just like I see it when there's all these people. I'm like, oh, that looks like a nightmare.
Right.
Yeah. And then it's empty. You're like, still looks like a nightmare.
Yeah, it looks like a nightmare.
I just had to ask
Times
you
Square
guys.
is just a nightmare.
No, since you brought up New Year's, I was thinking like, yes, this was a freaking bizarre New Year's. Like 11:59, like 12 was just as bizarre as 11:59, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like time has passed. I mean, the only thing that was significant was already mentioned, which was The Office leaving Netflix. It's just like, there it goes.
And I feel like it wasn't made, like, announced, and no one really knew, and, like, everyone was trying to go to sleep New Year's Day after maybe possibly being up all night, and they're like, where the fuck is The Office?
Yeah.
Where the fuck is The Office?
And I got nothing but
Like-
targeted ads for Peacock. It's like The Office now on Peacock.
I know, and I was like, well, I have to get it anyway, because they also have Parks and Rec, and, you know,
They do.
they took away all my nighttime shows, which is probably good for my New Year's resolution of not falling asleep to TV.
Oh, that's a tough one because The Office is like the perfect one for that too.
It is. I don't need to watch it. Like, I
Yeah.
can just
It just brings
hear
you
it
comfort.
and close my eyes and see it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. That sums up my entire relationship with my future wife. So with my fiance, it's like The Office is like our regular rotation, Parks and Rec, like the Michael Schur shows. So it's like, what are we gonna do? Do we even sign up for Peacock? I'm like, maybe I'll get a VPN because I think if I just go to Canada, I can have it back on Netflix.
Yeah. Do we have to pay for it?
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll figure something out.
I was gonna say we're promoting a film. You gotta pay for it, dude.
We gotta pay. Well, I would be paying for it,
Right. I
just like I will pay for Go, Don't Go
right.
when
Yeah.
available.
Support artists
January 12th.
Yes.
on all platforms,
Yeah.
such as iTunes, Amazon, Vudu.
Let me look.
Finish me off here.
Yep. Let's pull up the press release.
Got 2 premium.
All right. It's on all of them, and I just where the hell did it go? January
Scroll up.
It's on all of them.
It's yeah. So just go/don't go, but do go online and look up that specifically, and what you will see is where you can watch it.
I'm always up for a
Which there are
post-apocalyptic.
many options.
Right?
I'm always up for that post-apocalyptic. Can I get it out?
No.
Post-apocalyptic thriller. Always down for one of those. So it really looks like a lot of fun, and we'll put up the trailer with the episode too. I mean, I'm looking forward.
It's such a great trailer also. Like, I love trailers. Like, they're important to me. Like, I can just sit and watch trailers. This is a great trailer, I have to say.
Yeah.
The music is great for it. It's a good trailer.
And we got the extended trailer.
We did.
said the brand new extended trailer. Mm-hmm. So we get 2 minutes and 21 seconds that'll be
I
embedded.
think that's correct
Yeah, that's the
time.
So So we also have hashtag games, Women in Horror Wednesday. So you will be the subject of Women in Horror Wednesday next Wednesday, because this episode will air Monday, or that's when it'll start. Then on Tuesday the film comes out. Mm-hmm. So we have the podcast go out
Monday.
Yeah. Then the post that has the trailer embedded, the podcast embedded, all that stuff, where you can watch it, and then finally on Wednesday it'll be Women in Horror Wednesday, so you get another day of promotion out of it.
Hashtag, and then we'll try and get everybody who's on our Twitter to send you nothing but love.
Yay!
They're usually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I realize the world can't hear my silent clap, so.
Perfect.
Everyone, this is episode 25 of the Red River Horror Podcast. Go, Don't Go, coming out January 12th. Pretty much look for it in Google, and then you'll see it. There it is. We have the lovely Olivia Luccardi with us today. Olivia, thank you so much for spending some time.
Thank you for having me, guys. I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah, this was a really good time.
Yes. All right. So just stop recording.
I'll stop the recording.
Most importantly, Go, Don't Go, released January 12th. Go to redriverhorror.com if you want to see the trailer.
Absolutely.
For Go, Don't Go. And you can watch, hey, we're all still in lockdown, right? So you can watch it anywhere you stream.
Mm-hmm. And then be ready to help us show Olivia some love on Wednesday for hashtag
Women in Horror Wednesday.
Yay. Woohoo. So, that's all we got for you. Today's episode number 25 of the Red River Horror Podcast. I've been your host, Joe Zakrzewski. You can find me at Red River Joe on Twitter, and you can always email us at redriverhorror@gmail.com. And Eddie, they can find you. You are the man of at Red River Horror.
Yeah, just hit
Twitter.
at Red River Horror.
Everybody is, but yeah.
We got to grow that Twitter, baby.
We do, and Instagram. So as you heard in that interview, the Women in Horror is going to be on the gram.
On the gram.
Giddy up.
Women in Horror Wednesday.
All right. And of course, folks, keep traveling those channels of fear.